Got diamonds on my bank account. They know where I come from. When I walk in, they think leaning is a problem. Drop it on the low. Make that thing go.
What's up?
Everything is locked. Where I sleep, I gotta stop.
Jamie was telling us about a Swedish cartoon.
Yeah.
An old Swedish cartoon called
Which one?
Karlsson på taket.
Karlsson på taket. That's what they used to call me when I was a kid.
What? I gotta Google this.
I had the long blonde hair, and I mean he like lives on the roof and he can fly, and he has a helicopter on his back, and he's
kind of balding.
He's very cocky.
He's like Dennis the Menace.
He's
like sort of like badass little kid.
The scary thing is he's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but look at the live photo. Look at the live photo because they got an old man playing him, but they dubbed him with a child's voice. Exactly. That's what they called me when I was a kid.
Wow.
Karlsson.
I mean, I see the resemblance.
I mean, like
what?
Even a month ago, I had like big curly hair.
Yeah, you had your
the
curls.
curly hair.
You got rid of the curls. Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I had big like a Jew fro.
But when they called you that, it was affectionately or not affectionately?
No, it was because I was a little shit kid.
Okay.
It's like, to me, he's like Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the
Yeah,
Menace.
but Karlsson is a bit darker than Dennis.
Darker?
Dennis and Bart Simpson are like, like they're lighthearted fun.
Sure.
But Karlsson is like an old man trapped in a young man's body, and he can't get older. And it's like the other kid kind of has invented him as a way to deal with his trauma. So Karlsson doesn't really exist.
That's really sweet.
This is a children's show?
Yeah.
What the literal?
Well, Jamie was saying that they would like whisper a thing, like tell him to burn down the house or something, like the spirit or something.
He burns down things. He does burn down things. But he's funny. He's like on the roof, like chilling. He learns Swahili in his free time, and then he.
We gotta get into this.
So he forces this younger kid to like make him this medicine when he's sick. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sick, and I need the perfect medicine. I want all candy and cough syrup, crunched up with a spoon, and then you gotta feed it to me." And he's always very like cocky and like, "Oh, I'm a man in my best weight, in my best years, and I'm having the best time." And he thinks he's a narcissist basically. But they called me that because I just looked like him,
Not because of the personality.
I hope not, but maybe
Maybe you grow into it. Maybe,
there was a hint of it because I made things happen. I would also burn down things and have fun.
Welcome to the New York Times Popcast. Your acid trip makes my spitting sick of Weekly Cultural Review. I'm John Caramanica, and I'm the critic.
I'm Joe Coscarelli, and I am the reporter.
I'm Jonathan, aka Young Lean. Young Lean doer, emotional voice, musician, rapper, artist from Sweden.
Young Lean is your favorite artist's favorite artist and has been for more than a decade. We're going to get into his entire career in this interview. Before we do that, go ahead, subscribe, like, all the things to make the YouTube channel go crazy.
Young Lean broke out as a young teenager outside of Stockholm. Ginseng Strip 2002 was his initial breakout. It now has millions of plays on YouTube. He followed that up with songs like Yoshi City and Kyoto, and was at the forefront of what came to be known as cloud rap.
He's got a new album. It's called Untitled. Came out a couple of months ago. He's in a new film. It's called Sacrifice that just premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival. He has been making some of the most forward-thinking and unexpected rap music and truly has been one of the most formative artists of the last 10 years of online rap culture. Young Lean is here. First of all, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We're extremely excited to have you. I know, certainly for myself, been following you for more than a decade. I wrote about your first New York show in 2014 or 15, the Webster Hall show.
Michael Rappaport got a whole paragraph.
Michael Rappaport was at that show.
Yeah, he was trying to break into the backstage, physically with his kid.
For his kid.
Yeah.
His son. When you think back on those early days, right? You put out some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
They go crazy.
Dummy.
In part because of the discordance that people are like, this is a young...
Definitely.
cherubic white kid from
Yeah.
Sweden.
Yeah,
Spitting,
cherubic is a good word.
you know, like spitting some like a little bit, you know, edgy, a little nasty, sort of like subversive, but also
You're spitting filthy.
Get my dick stuck inside a lamp shell. Get it out with sperm cells and hair gel. Swim in Mexico, Mademoiselle.
Yeah.
You were spitting filthy. It was filthy shit.
but
I was a
also
perverted 16-year-old.
but also
who
like
isn't?
spiritual,
Who isn't?
yeah, like
Yeah.
real teenage. And then you're on this rocket ship.
Yeah.
You're playing Webster Hall. The guy from the New York Times is there with Michael Rappaport.
I'm a human being. I'm not just a guy.
No,
from
I
the
mean,
New
like
York
when you
Times.
think back on that first wave of attention,
Yeah.
is it nostalgia? Is it like fear for your younger self? Is it pride? Like where are you at with that now, you know, 10 plus 15 years on?
I'm really happy about it. I mean, if I look at like footage from that time and can remember us coming to New York, and you know, it was like we're all from Stockholm, south of Stockholm, Södermalm, and then you kind of have this. We all grew up on, you know, Nas, Wu-Tang, all of these things were like idolized, you know, and then as you get older, internet kind of hits. There's Odd Future on Tumblr, and you can see, oh, this is real. These kids are like from just posting their stuff. Now they're out. Lil B, Main Attraction, Space Ghost Perp, A$AP Rocky, Krayshawn. There's a world that we could fit into or make our own version of it, you know. And I think the kids were ready for that. But also when we came out here, it was so much. And you know, I'm like a hedgehog, you know. I got my sticks out, like physically, like I can have my shell, but inside I'm very, you know, sensitive. So I think when you'd have like 100 people in a small backstage all the time, people coming up,
Everyone
being
wants
in little
something from
rooms,
you.
everyone wants something. I think the natural thing was just snort a lot of Xanax and smoke backwards 24/7 and drink as
Right.
much as
Just
you could.
numb your brain.
Yeah, not because it was like, oh, it's the thing to do. It was just because like, how
do you cope
How
with
do I
all-
cope with being in this room and then the next room and then there's always someone and people are whispering in my ear, you should do this, you should do that, and you get into strange situations at a young age. And it's also like it's magic because it's been manifested through the first songs like Oreo Milkshake and Grey Goose and Ginseng Strip, and all of Unknown Death is kind of manifesting, you know, that world and like
You
those
were
situations.
talking about
Yeah.
being in those rooms.
Yeah,
sort
You
of.
found yourself in those rooms.
Yeah, exactly. And
How different was your life in Sweden? Like once you came to America and were on the road here, how different were the rooms that you were in Sweden from the rooms that you ended up in America?
I mean, Stockholm is like, I went to school. I was still in school while all of this happened, you know. I had good grades at one point, and then kind of graffiti and weed came into my life.
Yeah.
And then I went to the school called Södra Latin, just because it was like the grades where I could get in, and where I thought there was like a lot of like hot kind of like artsy girls where I wanted to
Right,
be
sure.
around.
Valid reason for school choice.
But what I did, I walked around with like with my phone on SoundCloud. I wrote lyrics. We were hanging out, me, Axel, Young Good, Young Sherman, Young Good, just in apartments, in basements, smoking weed, making beats, rapping. And then I go to see my grandma, go to school, hang out with my sister. It was a regular life, you know. And the streets of Stockholm, they're cold in the winter. You're on the subway, you take the bus. We were all in this little basement, like me, Blade, Zach, Echo, Ty Boy, all of us just making these songs on a computer, kind of, you know, feeling that it's gonna pop off, but we have to work and we have to make it happen. And then you do a show in Gothenburg on a Saturday, you come back and you're still living in your parents' apartment. And it felt, when we did come here on the tour, it was like, okay, it is all possible, like let's go. And I never looked back. I quit school in 10th grade, and before that I never looked back.
And also, were you surprised that it was popping off here? Because when you're looking at all those folks you mentioned, you know, Main Attractions and A$AP Mob and so on and so forth, and some of them you're looking at them as like up here, like where that's aspirational. But then pretty quickly you found yourself kind of on a pier.
Then ASAP Yams just like tweeting and
Yeah.
Young Lean, and we're hanging out with, and
Was
Tyler's
that shocking to all of a sudden be taken that seriously by the people who you'd been watching from a distance?
In a way, yeah, it was surreal, but then I realized, I mean, if I was them and I'd see this like swaggy 16-year-old Swedish kid with these beats that were like the best beats, I think they're the best producers still.
Yeah.
Like Young Good, White Armor, and Young Sherman. So I would say the same thing. I'd also like salute. And
So you felt like it was undeniable.
it was undeniable. And I'm not like I'm not a retarded genius, or maybe a little bit, but I'm not like I know what's going on, you know.
Right.
I could see like the waves on the internet, and I could definitely see that this has a place in time. And I was also like on any chance I could get. We had a school computer. I go on Tumblr. I'd post my song. I'd find like a little place.
You see the likes going up, the
Yeah,
reblogs going up.
I
Yeah,
was
you
doing all
were
that.
savvy in addition to being creative.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you knew how to market yourself.
I was doing
and-
the
and your
guerrilla
friends.
marketing.
Right.
Oh,
right.
everywhere. And I did that even as a kid. I mean, when I was 12, Bone Thugs and Harmony were in Stockholm, and me and my friend ran up to the hotel where they were staying, and I freestyled in front of them, and we filmed it.
Wow.
Is that posted
exist?
somewhere?
That video exists. Linnea Kristiansson, J. Målund, if you see this, send it to the boys. I don't. It's so many phones ago, but yeah.
Do you remember what you rapped for them?
I probably said like, "Tja, jag heter Jonte, jag kommer från Stockholm," just something in Swedish.
In
I don't
Swedish?
know. Yeah, and they were like, "This kid's hard. Like, you gotta get him a backstage."
Because you
pass."
could
But I was
flow even if they
13.
couldn't understand. you.
Yeah, I rapped since I was a kid. I had this song that was kind of like a local hit called Söder Söder, which means the south of Stockholm, where we're from, and the area. And I guess our area is like, it is in a sense is like Swedes think it's like Brooklyn, like it used to be when my grandpa and grandma lived there. It was like the working class, like the most poor, but always filled with art, and it was where
Bohemian a bit.
Bohemian, and where like the factories were, and like where there was life. There's drinking, orgies, music, but also it's called Knife Söder, like the knife.
Right.
Danger, a little
Yeah,
dangerous.
because everyone got stabbed. And then when I grew up, it was sort of gentrified and nicer, and coffee
So
places.
it was orgies and violence, and now it's nice coffee.
Yeah, so that's what I
Okay.
was channeling in this script,
Right,
I was
and
channeling the old streets
The
of
old
Södermalm.
Right. When did you start rapping in English?
I grew up in Stockholm, and then I lived in Belarus for 3 years, and then I came back to Stockholm, went to middle school, and then grades 6 and 7 and 8, I lived in Hanoi, and I went to an international school because my mom works with human rights.
Right.
So she worked as a third assistant in the Swedish embassy there, and I was a little embassy shit kid. We didn't live in the embassy, but we lived close to it,
Right.
and I went to an international school, and it was a mix of Vietnamese kids from Korea, America, Kenya, Sweden, and I felt very alienated at that time. I was like, this is not public school in Stockholm, like this is serious, and you have to say Mr. and Mrs.
And
So,
diverse, which I imagine your school at home was less so.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't all blonde, blue-eyed kids.
Sure.
In my school, there was like kids from Syria, Turkey. There were black kids, Swedish kids, but they were all like, at least we were all Swedish.
Right.
We all spoke the same language. Here, it was something different. It was a very serious tone in that school, and I got really isolated and found my hobbies, which was like, I'd be on the school computer downloading albums on Pirate Bay. I'd find Madlib, then I find J Dilla, then I find Lord Quat, and then all this stuff. And I just did my whole hip hop history and electronic music history, punk history, everything I could. And I did graffiti, and from there, and I started writing lyrics in English.
Being in an international school, did it accelerate your understanding of what you could do creatively, in the sense that when you're in Sweden, even if there is diversity in the school, everybody's speaking the same language. Maybe there's an implied ceiling of like, I could be the biggest artist in Sweden.
Yeah.
But like when you're in an international school, you're like, damn, the Korean kid, he has his own pop culture.
Yeah.
The Vietnamese kid, she's got her own pop culture. Did it change your view on how culture spreads and what you could do?
I think so, definitely. I remember all of the Korean kids listening to Soulja Boy,
Wow.
and I was like, this is sick. It was like emo music, like those, not real emo, but like when those 30 seconds to all those that
Pop
mixed
punk,
with
screamo.
Soulja Boy,
Yeah.
pop punk,
Yeah.
screamo,
In the
bit like
aughts, the early aughts.
Corporate Warp Tour type
yeah,
vibes.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. Black and white checkered vans and like
Yeah,
waxed hair.
of course.
But yeah, definitely. I think if I just stayed in Sweden, if my mom never had that job, things would have been different. Maybe I would have been like a local rapper.
Yeah.
And there were great Swedish local rappers. Like in the area I grew up in, Söder, there was a rapper called Petter. There was another rapper called Timbuktu. Ken Ring. He had songs with Mobb Deep. He had Latin. I listened to all of these when I was younger. So who knows?
It seems like you come from a artistic, intellectual family. You
Yeah.
mentioned your mom's work and the travel that came from that. We were walking in here. You said your grandmother was a journalist, a war correspondent. Like, what was the attitude towards art in your household? Reading, films, was that all part of your upbringing in a way that prepared you for the sort of breadth of your artistic practice now?
I think definitely that was the only sort of breath that existed in my family. It was me, my mom, and my sister, and my dad. And my mom was away all the time on like business trips, and my dad, all he knew was films and writing and music, and yeah, so it was very much that. And my mom is like very hustler, like to go out and get it. So I think the mix between my dad, who's a bit more introverted and sits and reads his old French books and also like listens to, he loved like Guru, Jazz Mataz. He'd always talk about like, if Nas' dad was a
Oludara.
jazz musician.
Yeah.
Exactly, like he sampled his dad, like wink. Maybe you should,
Trying to get royalty.
Yeah.
Dad trying to
Smart
tag you
dad.
with
I see
royalty.
you, Dad.
Unbelievable.
But I did sample in one of my songs when he was reading poetry, just to kind of like pay my dues.
Yeah, of course. That makes sense. You mentioned being in these rooms all of a sudden as a teenager, and people pulling you in all these directions. Do you feel like you were able to resist the pull of that? Like you could have signed a major label deal at 16 and moved to Los Angeles and taken a extremely different path than you did. Like how real was that temptation, or did you always know that wasn't for you?
I think maybe to be real, to be like completely honest, because I am from like a middle class family in Stockholm, I kind of knew that like, I'm gonna die if I take a major label deal and get a house in LA, and then you have people coming in and out like Clout Lords and Clout Demons and just everyone having the big. And money wise, I don't know. I think there's like a way of looking at things in Stockholm where it's like if you have enough and then just a little more, then you're good. You don't need to be at the tippy top, and like being at the bottom is not that fun either. But having
it's a culture of modesty.
It's a culture of modesty, and it's not because like, oh, we're so fucking humble, look at us. It's because like mentally, you're just gonna crash and burn.
It's
like
self-protection.
It's self-protection, and it's longevity. And I think I would have definitely died in one way or another if I took that major label deal. If I had that house in LA at 16, 17, I don't think I'd be here today.
Do you remember those meetings? How crazy were they?
Money wise.
No, or just like Nobu wise.
And money wise.
Yeah, like they were promising you the world, I assume.
I think like if those years 16, 17 and 18, I felt like I got whispered the world every other day from one person or another, one promoter or a manager or one, but I could tell that this is not real, this is not that, So I was always careful.
You were skeptical from the jump.
I was skeptical, and I was always skeptical, and I had like my friends with me, and we always talked about stuff and like, nah, let's do it ourselves, let's not do this thing. And we were always like an anarchistic group of kids, you know. Everyone did everything themselves. Zach, Echo 2K, he did all the merch, he did guerrilla marketing. We would print it up ourselves. We would not go to that person. Okay, instead of like having a label and printing this, Benjamin Blade would do print the t-shirts himself. And I think there was always like a
DIY ethos.
DIY
too.
ethos. And I mean, I like the idea of selling out, but you have to sell out on a part where you can sell out.
At the right time.
At the right time, and where your heart is, where you're ready for it.
Right.
I'm 29 now, I'm almost 30. I've done a lot of work with myself. I've gotten myself into very strange situations, and I've like done the work. Now I'm ready to like, oh, fuck it, let's do this film, let's do this big interview, let's do this
Right,
stuff.
here you are.
Yeah.
Like, this is new for you.
Yeah,
right?
you haven't
Like,
done much
Yeah.
like this. The
Yeah.
last really huge profile, we were talking about your Fader story from 2015 or 2016. That's
Yeah.
like the biggest story in 10 years that
Yeah.
you've done. But in that story, you did have a bit of a dark stretch.
That
Your
came after
Miami
your darkest moment.
Yeah,
You
your
were one of
Miami
them.
stretch
Yeah.
and losing your manager. And I wonder if
Yeah.
you could talk a little bit about that period and what was your awakening to say, I should not be here. Like, this is not for me.
In a way, I think it was like God saying, you know, if you want to play with the dark powers, here they are. You know, the door is open. Like you want to play with them. I think for Baron, it was just he was addicted to Xanax, and none of us knew what Xanax was. At the end of the day, we were snorting it, doing it, mixing it with all these kinds of drugs, and Baron was unlucky enough to drive and be in a car and kind of be the responsible old one and it was an accident, and that's horrible, you know, at the end of the day. But I took a lot of shit for it, you know. I was 17, 18, you have his father blaming me, blaming a 17-year-old, you have all these little fake schizophrenic kids online saying, oh, the conspiracy theories, Yang Lean, sacrifice. There's at saying that is kind of like you're telling a 17-year-old kid who's going completely manic, you know. I punched out the balcony, I took blood all over my face, I was screaming for help. And you're telling that kid that he's killed someone, that makes no sense. That's fucking disgusting. How can you do that, you know? So I feel like at that point, people just can't really grasp that, okay, our old manager had a problem with drugs and was in an accident. They want to find someone to blame.
Of
course.
And whenever someone tries to find someone else to blame than yourself, then you're fucking up.
During that stretch of time, when did you have your moment of lucidity and say, I can't be near any
I need
of
to go
this.
home,
Yeah, I need to go
essentially.
home. Like, how fast did that come?
I didn't even have that. I wasn't.
You were in the hospital.
Yeah, I was in the hospital.
You were forced into lucidity.
I was forced into it. I mean, I could feel the spirits. I could feel it beforehand, you know, like towards the last weeks of us being there, just doing too much drugs and everybody acting strange. And you could feel something in the air that something bad was going to happen, you know, but I didn't act on it. I was too young, and I was also too like, but we're here in Miami, let's
were in
continue.
the downward spiral.
I was in the downward spiral, you know, and maybe subconsciously I wanted to go insane, you know. I sort of romanticized drugs since a young age, and I romanticized insanity. I liked artists like Daniel Johnston, who'd been manic, and these sort of Charles Manson type weird characters.
Sure.
I wanted to see if I could push myself to that
rock
edge.
bottom and see what would happen.
In a way, and that's a very privileged thing to do now that I look back to it. But it's also like I had to, you know, I had to get myself in that place in order to get out. And but no, I didn't have any sort of moment of lucidity where I said, let's get out of here. It was Benjamin, it was Blade who did all that, and then my father and Blade got me home, and then I was in recovery for a long time, and then
you
I
spent
had
some time in quiet, like with your father and away from the responsibilities of work and the internet. Like, did that?
yeah, not too long,
Not too long.
not too long. I mean, my dad had his own stuff going on. Everyone in my family did. We did. I think I took it easy as long as I could, and then you go to these psych ward meetings, you go to antipsychotic, you get diagnosed with bipolar, you start eating medicine, and then boom, you know, after like a couple of months, I had these two old managers that, you know, just put me back on like a hell ride, 2016, 2017, of touring way too much.
So you weren't ready for it.
I was
when you
not
got
ready
back
for it
on
at
the
all.
ride.
No. I definitely do think that Emilio and Oscar, kind of my old managers, put me back on the horse way too soon, and I couldn't control any of that, and so I got.
So you relapsed, and
I didn't even relapse. I became completely. I had another psychosis without any drugs, so that's when they figured out I was completely. I was bipolar.
Yeah.
I have bipolar 1. There's bipolar 2 and there's bipolar 1. Bipolar 2 is when you go up in mania and depression, but bipolar 1 is when you really get up into a psychosis. So I got that again. No drugs, no alcohol, no nothing, just mania. So then I'm boom back in the psych ward 2017, and everything's on hold. Life is on hold. Gain a lot of weight. You eat these antipsychotics, and you feel like shit, and it's very confusing for the brain. And you think, you know, everything's like a message, like, oh, there's a green plant right there. Green must mean the world is coming to an end, so I have to take his coffee cup and throw it there. You know, it's like, it sucks. And then I started getting treated, and I got better, and then I started playing less and less, and then, yeah, I did stop working with those two old managers as well. So and now I'm at a good point business-wise. And I mean, Oscar and Emilio, they did a lot of good things too for our business, but I don't think they always saw like my mental health as like a serious
Top
thing,
priority,
you know?
right. And that's been a learning process, obviously, for
Yeah.
everyone in your life, but
Yeah.
also in the industry, as people realize, especially with artists who are child stars.
Yeah.
Essentially, you were a child star.
Yeah.
Like you were no different than the Mickey Mouse Club. It was just on YouTube.
Yeah. It's a little more swaggy.
Right, a little. I don't know, young
more
Ryan
chips,
Gosling,
but-
little
Yeah,
Justin
right.
Timberlake. They had
no,
it.
they had
You
some
know, they
swag.
had it.
Yeah.
Florida swag.
They did
But-
have Florida swag. at the
But
crib.
yeah, I think, you know, you sort of finding your footing, like when did you feel reborn with 2 feet on the ground to be able to enter this phase that you were alluding to of, you know, now you're acting, you're touring again, you're painting, you're making
Yeah.
music, you know, you have a boxing practice that's
Yeah.
important to you. Like when did that health feel fortified enough that you were ready to be ambitious again in your music career?
Creativity, yeah.
Low key, like once I took control, once I stopped working with Year One, hired my friend Walter, who I've known since a baby. We grew up together. His mom's my godmother, and my mom and his mom went to the same school.
And he's your manager now.
Yeah. And just to control the business thing, like all of us got out, drinking, and then when I got sober, and that is basically 2 years ago, so when I stopped drinking kratom, because through all of this, I was always kind of like dependent on either tramadol or kratom, and when I wouldn't drink kratom, I would drink alcohol, and like when I didn't drink I was always on something, you know? So I got completely sober. I lost a bunch of weight. I felt like light, and everything got a little silly again. And you realize it's not that deep, any of this, you know?
Sounds like it was pretty deep.
Well,
It was
heavy,
deep at
yeah.
one point. Yeah, it was heavy, but it's you know... Okay, let me rephrase. All of this stuff is not that
Sure.
deep. You know, all the stuff that went in internally and like barren passing, all that shit sucked. It sucked major dick. But this is like this circus of, you know,
Fame,
doing fame,
Clout.
entertainment, someone coming up to you saying, hey man, I love your music, doing shows, thousands of people. And all of this is kind of like, it's like a simulation you can go into and not have to take it so seriously, you know?
You have more perspective on
I
it.
have more perspective, and I realize some things are just business. Some things are like, let's get this money. You know, you don't have to put your heart in everything. I can put my heart into the painting stuff and to this and to a certain, you know, part of my career. But like here we can just get the money. Here we can do these festivals. Here we
Right.
can do that. Here we can.
And those things can give you the opportunity and freedom for all the rest of the time to be creative. The choice to ultimately go fully sober, was that triggered by a negative incident, or was that just a wake up one day and say, I think I'm ready?
I think the kratom was like I really touched it. You know, I touched the heroin aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know, you think it's like this legal green silly thing that you can just do, but I got off tramadol and then I got on that and I would just lie and vomit, and then I said, fuck it, this is disgusting. You know, I thought I was puking my guts out. It's not sexy. It's not sexy, and
For a sexy guy, you know.
It's like, that's not,
but if you've glorified this
fitting.
stuff, you gotta like face it too, and you gotta spread the gospel about it. You can't just pretend that nothing has happened. You know, I feel like a lot of people who are stars, they'll just skip a whole part of their career and act like nothing. But then me as a fan or us as viewers, we have to learn that part so we don't do the same shit or find out for ourselves. But so then I quit that, but then I really couldn't stop drinking, and I would drink beer like I drank kratom. I'd have like 12, 13 beers a night, and my ex-girlfriend was like, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I was so afraid of just sitting in my apartment, watching a film, and not doing anything.
With your own thoughts.
With my own thoughts. So if that's the thing I'm most afraid of, just do it.
Yeah.
And then I tried it, and my psychologist said, like, try it 2 months, 3 months. I tried 3 months, and then that's been 2 years now.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you've replaced that with what? Painting?
I mean, I did boxing for
Boxing.
like...
Talk about your how important boxing has been.
Boxing is amazing. Boxing is the best sport. I was just at Gleason's gym 2 days ago.
That's amazing.
I did sparring there, and I trained the day before. When I'm in LA, I try to go to Wildcard as much as possible. In Stockholm, EF Linnea and these 2 guys, Donny and Oscar. So I've done it for like 6-7 years, but I didn't really get that much better until maybe 2 years ago. It's just fun. It's like a dance.
It really puts you in control of your body, which
It
is
does.
From coming off of a stretch of time where it sounds like you were very emphatically not in control. To take control of your body probably was incredibly important.
Exactly. And I didn't care about my body. I was like, fuck my body, you know?
Yeah.
My mind is the only thing, but like then my mind got fucked up as well. So come on, let's get back into it.
They
you
work
know?
together, it turns out.
Yeah, they do work together. I've heard about that.
The change in your life also coincided in and out with shifts in your music. You started releasing first alternate genre stuff under your own name or variations of your name, and then now the Young Lean project is as much a punk and post-punk project as it is a rap project.
Yeah.
Guess I wonder where you at, wonder where you go. We're inside that mask of yours, take it off and let it show.
But I wonder, there was a quote from you even 10 years ago where you said, you make a couple rap albums and then you can do whatever you want.
Did I say that? I mean, I love hip hop.
Yeah, I mean, talk about.
I don't think I meant it like that.
Did you have to run away from rap because it represented this dark period in your life?
I
Or was it
think-
strictly a musical journey?
No, I think rap represents like a lot of positivity. It's more the opposite. It's like getting out from a bad situation with hip hop as a way of expressing yourself and getting into the light. So I think if I said that, I think what I meant was my own songs, like the Young Lean songs that I'm playing on stage every night. That if I made them during a period of where I was in a bad place, then maybe that's not what I want to do. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I'm almost 30. I still listen to OJ the Juice Man. I still listen to Soulja Boy. I still,
As you should.
I mean, I think even if I'd want to become like a full post-punk synthesizer artist, rap is my first love, and yeah. But I always did, rap in my own special way. It wasn't like, okay, now I'm gonna be the best MC. I could never be that. I could never be like, oh, I'm gonna challenge Eminem's way of rapping, or like this, like freestyling and like battling. Like it wasn't really that. It was used in a kind of like a punk way of expression, and also it came from me loving hip hop and like always listening to hip hop, and it was in my home, and it was.
Your parents also listen to?
Not my mom. She listens to like a Russian screaming man, like Pregroshka, or like this girl.
Not up
stuff
on that.
like that.
But your dad, as you were saying, into jazz and hip hop and where they met.
My dad like Guru, Jazz Mataz. My uncle worked with hip hop, and he worked at MTV for a while in London, and all my friends. It was just.
Yeah, it's what was in there for
it was
people
like the first.
your age.
It was really the first love.
Yeah. You played "I Want to Be Your Dog" by the Stooges at Charli XCX's recent wedding.
Yeah.
Your choice or the happy couple's choice? Because that's a crazy wedding song.
I mean, I love that song so much.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That was mine and Young Dude's Coke song for a long time, and also my sober song. I love that song, but it was actually Charli. I wanted to sing. I don't remember what I wanted to sing. I think it was more of like something Velvet Underground, but like "I'll Be Your Mirror" or something towards that. And she
Too
was
romantic.
She was like, "No, you do the Stooges," because I did this gig with Charli in Cannes where. It was like a small kind of get money gig for Moet or something.
Okay.
Great.
And me and Young Sherman were like, fuck this. We're not going to stand here and do Red Bottom Sky and Kyoto. Let's just play the D.I.Y songs. And D.I.Y is mine and Mick Young Good's side project in Swedish. Funnit vänner vid en grav, dricker en bärs och dagen är kvar. So we just played those songs, and I think Charli saw that and was like, that's what you're doing there.
Did you play anything else or just the Stooges cover?
No, I didn't even have time to rehearse it. The band had rehearsed it, and then I just came up and then do, and we started.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You mentioned Can, you and Charli on this film together.
Yeah.
You alluded to your new acting career. Talk to us about the
It
process.
sounds so serious, your new acting career.
I mean, it's like, I see you in these TIFF photos,
I know.
You're at the photo booth.
You're
rocking red carpet.
At the junket with the 2 rows of seats. Like, that's how I know
we
it's...
saw you at the junket.
If you're in a movie that has a junket that has 2 rows of seats, that's how you know.
That's true.
That's official.
Yeah,
That's
like just
true.
you and Vincent, you
Yeah.
and
Vincent
the
is good
god,
people.
Vincent Cassell, like...
And Anya is great
Like,
as well.
Is it quite... is it... I mean, just the
Did you
herky-jerky
audition?
nature of...
No,
They came to you.
I mean, where I say it, I might sound very cocky when I say it, but I felt like a lot of my music videos, like the longer ones, like I tried
Filmic.
to like, they were filmic, and I was like,
Cinematic.
now we have enough money to not just shoot with an iPhone, let's do something like inspired by this film or that film. So I really tried to get into the film world for the
What
last
were
10
your
years.
influences like for your videos? Are there ones that are like one-to-one with "This is my whatever" reference
My
to
Fast by
this
Yeah,
film?
something like that. It was like here's a Michael Haneke
Dark.
film, but also like here's
Sure.
something more silly like Talladega Nights. It's not,
Which
it's not,
is your
it-
Talladega Nights video?
The wedding thing that kind of has like a Talladega Nights, a blue light. Fly away. Watch the devil's right around the corner. Watch your step, baby girl. I know just how it feels. But I always wanted to do like a video where Will Ferrell plays my dad, and we're in Sweden because he lives in Sweden.
Incredible. I
Yeah.
had no idea.
But yeah, that's what I meant when I was like, oh, you know, my acting thing. But Romain Gavras, the director, me and him, he kind of groomed me when I was like 16, 17.
Wow.
And he loves when I say that.
I bet.
He finds that shit funny.
Because he was a music video director.
Yeah, he did Justice, Stress, he did Kanye and
Bad
JC
Girls,
and Frank
legendary
Ocean. He did,
MIA
Bad
video
Girls,
where they're ghost riding the whip in the
yeah.
desert, you know.
Incredible.
He did like a bunch of French hip hop videos that are
Yeah.
great too. DJ Medi video.
Oh, he
That
did a
one was
Medi
great.
video.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did the Medi video. Yeah, he was good friends with Medi before he passed.
Did he make a video for you, or he just knew you and you
From the
guys were
scene.
kept in touch since you were a teen?
Yeah, so he kind of like took me out when I was like 17, 16, and I really wanted to do a video with him, and he wanted to do one with me, and we kind of talked about it, and then I was like, oh, should we do one for Agony? Should it be this one? And nothing ever happened, but instead we just became friends, and then he said, I have this script, and it's this young blonde Nordic soldier, and it is perfect for you, man. It is gonna be fucking great for you, man. Well, and yeah, so I was the first one cast before Anya, before Vincent, before
Wow.
everyone. They got the script, and it was just Young Lee.
Young Lean's attached.
Young Lee's like, oh,
We
I'll
hope
take it. We'll take it. Bring John Malkovich. Bring the big guns. No, I don't know how everything worked out, but Ruma's script with this guy Will Arbery, who wrote Succession as well, and did like a bunch of great theater plays. Them two together is fucking fantastic.
Say the name of the film
The film is called Sacrifice.
and where
I'm
and
so
when were
happy
you
to-
shooting?
We shot it in Bulgaria, so I did the Travis Scott tour, and then I went home, and then I did all the like PR for Jonathan. I did the Forever Young video, the Babyface Maniacs video, and then I went to New York. We did the subway takes, all that, and then we went straight to
Great.
Bulgaria.
I have to say,
Yeah.
very strong subway take.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't say that to,
Yeah,
to
Kareem is
everyone,
great.
but,
I fuck with
but you
Kareem.
had a
Yeah.
you had a good take, which
Thank
is
you.
we'll play a clip of it.
So what's your take?
The party is officially over.
100% agree. The party is over.
Yes.
We're done. We did too much.
I think so. I think the sheer diddiness of things.
Sheer diddiness.
Diddy ruined parties. Everyone needs to settle down.
Yeah, and it
I
was
was like,
a-
get married,
Yeah,
stay home.
Yeah, and I really felt that at the time. I mean,
Find
now,
your center.
now that it's been like a year, it sounds almost like a little like newfound Christian. Like it sounds like politically wrong, you know. Like, but
Right, domesticity is the way.
yeah, but at that time I was like, you know, everyone I know, so many people overdosing. I have friends dying of like we romanticized all this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
see all these young girls being sexualized and like everything. I don't know. I really felt that I couldn't fake the funk
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
moment, and I had all these funny stuff that I was.
You had
wanted
other
to
takes,
say.
yeah.
I had good funny takes,
But
but then
you went serious, yeah.
And then I was just like, boom, the camera gets in.
Yeah.
It's-
But you were saying, so you came to New York, you did that trip, and then you went to Bulgaria. To film.
Bulgaria and in Sofia, and then we went to Valakas and Drama and Athens in Greece.
And what was the experience of being on a set with all of these stars and luminaries and you know,
And
like,
and also like in your music life,
Yeah.
you're steering the car. It's
Yeah.
your music, it's your sound. What is it like to sacrifice some part of your independence to be in this sort of
An ensemble.
team unit?
Yeah, at first it was hard. I was like, fuck, you know, not the team thing. I like working in teams, but kind of like, you know, when you do a music video, you're there for the editing, you're there for the idea of the video, you're there for what you wear, same with the show. So that part was like, oh, someone else is going to dress me for this film, but what about this thing? Or what
Yeah.
about the editing?
you're detail oriented.
Yeah, I am, and I love details. And I felt after a while it was very like spiritually nice to just let it all go in the hands of Ruma and the whole crew. And also working on a film is kind of amazing. Working on an album is like it's insane work. You know, you pretend that you're Einstein in this little cabin and you're gonna figure out this equation no one's ever heard, and you're going really like into it. But making a film, it's like 300 people.
Right.
You know, everyone's working their hardest. Makeup people, someone doing the catering. Everyone is like an ant colony. You know.
You can't see the whole.
No.
You can only see your little
And
part.
you have to trust
Yeah.
that everybody's working as hard on their part as you're working on your part.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and I thought that was beautiful. And it's not like the Queen Bee is the director or a certain actor. Like the Queen Bee is the whole of the film.
Yeah.
And this film might never see the light of the day, or a film might get like it's crazy. It's so much
You don't
work.
know who's going to see it or when.
or if it's gonna be
yeah.
shit or whatever.
And are you proud of your performance?
I'm very proud. I'm super proud. I think you have to be proud of things you do. I think that's a good. You gotta stand for what you do, and you gotta be proud. And also, I've never acted like this with like lines and action scenes. And at one point, there was this DOP, this French DOP, who said to Roma, he's like, "Oh, this Swedish actor, he is like he has a very avant-garde way of doing it. He's not blocking, he's not doing this, he's not doing that." And Roma just starts laughing. He's like, he's not an actor, like, he's a rapper. This is a musician. This is his first time. You
But
know?
that sort of reminds me of how I received your early rapping, which is this is a bit avant-garde because he doesn't know the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you were paying attention to rappers who were breaking those rules, a Lil B or Not Future or whatever it was, like
Cool
that.
Keith even.
But Chief
I
Keef,
loved
all
Cool-
of that
Cool
stuff.
Keith.
Cool Keith.
Cool
Cool
Keef,
Keith.
of course.
Incredible.
I said
Dr.
Chief
Octagon.
Keef, but yes,
Chief
Dr.
Keef too.
Octagon.
Chief
But
Keef
all,
too. Yeah.
all avant-garde
Soulja Boy,
rappers.
yeah.
OJ the Juice Man,
Yeah,
avant-garde rapper.
100%.
Like, and part of that comes from this rawness of I don't have to fit into this box. Like, did you consciously try to bring that to your acting as well, or was it just that you were green and you didn't know what you were doing?
It's kind of like a magician never reveals his tricks. What if I was green in the rapping thing and I wasn't, No, I think both of them were like subconsciously, if other people are playing football and they know the rules, they can do interesting things with it. They can be really good.
Yeah.
If you don't know the rules, but you're going to jump in this football team, you have to act a little crazy. You have to play a little, because you have to bring your own swag to it.
Sure.
And also, in music, I thought there was so much like rap that was interesting. Like when I was growing up, and I loved like Dipset and everything. But when I see like a Max B or like a Cool Keith or like a Gucci Mane, someone who stands out and who says "fuck it," that's who I like, and that's who I like with actors too, like a Dennis Hopper or whatever.
Again, a punk spirit.
Anyone who's like "fuck it." So it's like hip hop and punk and all this is a spirit. It's a spirit of a being. It can be a pop star too. Just as long as they have that spirit, then I'm like, boom, you're the hero.
Do you think of inhabiting a character that a director and a screenwriter are writing and portraying differently than inhabiting the character of Young Lean? Do you think of those things as different? Do you think of Young Lean, certainly in the early years, as a character that you were playing?
Or a persona.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like everything with Young Lean was, you go to school and then you get home and you have a sandwich and you drink a bit of coffee and you go and smoke weed with your friends and make music that, if you're gonna write about that, it was not gonna be the most interesting rap. So I'd had to kind of go into like this fantasy world and just exaggerate things, but I was still myself. And then the next day, someone from Noisy would do an interview, and I didn't like put on the bucket hat and like, what's up? Like it was still me. So I don't really ever think I did play a character. And in this film, I'm not even sure I play a character either.
Okay.
You
At the end
consider it
of
a
the
version
day,
of yourself.
I think it's very very written because, okay, he's not an actor. This is, in a way, the way he would talk and exist. So I think what you do is you have the spirit and then you just exaggerate it. And if you're a really good actor, then you can take on different shapes and forms. And if you're a really good guitar player, you can take on different shapes and forms. But I'm not skilled in anything like that. I'm the best at being myself, and I'm the best at what I do, 100%. You can try and fake it or try and be or look like me, but I'm the best at it. And I'm not the best painter technically, but I think what I do is the best. I'm not the best sculpture or creative, but what I think. How I express myself is, as long as I stay pure to that, then it's the best I can do. But I was never really like taught the piano so I could copy how a jazz musician plays and then how Mozart plays. And now I can't even do that with my voice. So I'm just out here with this spirit of fuck you-ness and love, and that's all I have. And I apply that to different things.
But also in my mind, like especially in the earliest era of your music, the exaggeration was the art.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's
yeah.
like the gap between who you were in your
real life
pure biography and
yeah.
what the sound was. That's where the art happened.
Yeah.
And I think that was true of you. It was certainly true with Blade and Drain Gang and that irregularity, that sort of like slight like record scratch, like like between the real and the imagined is really where you guys exploded. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about growing up alongside Blade and Echo and Ty-Boy, like how did you guys experience yourself as a unit, and then watching them kind of go on and create this cult scene, you know, just, I mean, I remember, I feel like 8 or 9 years ago, you just started seeing kids dress a certain way and you're like, Drainer, Drainer, just like walking around and be like, okay, I know what you listen to. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about seeing that happen and foment in real time.
Well, so me and Blade's little brother went to the same class in grade 9, Gus. And he would always wear like a BBC shirt or like a Gucci shirt, like a 1017 brick. There was something, and this is like 2011, you know? So it's pretty early and there's no one else kind of on that. So I'm like, where'd you get this from? And he's like, my brother. And then I'm like, I have to meet this brother. And then all the stuff that I liked, like doing graffiti or like Bape or whatever, Waka Flocka, he was like, my brother likes that. So then we kind of linked in and became, you know, really good friends. And we shared a lot of the same interests. And it was kind of like he was just going on this journey and I was going on the same, and our destinies just collided, you know? And him and Zach, Echo 2K, Ty-Boy and White Armor, and some of the other guys, Ossian, our friend who died, Isak, Vattenrum, RIP, and some other, they had a band before Sad Boys existed called Smug Boys, which kind of was like a what Drain Gang became, you know? And then I linked up with Young Sherman and Young Good, and we started Sad Boys, and they changed their name from Smug Boys to GTB, Gravity Boys, which became Drain Gang. And then we all just kind of gravitated towards each other. 3 of them were producers, 4 of us were vocalists, rappers, and everyone had like a certain skill. It was like the Avengers, you know? It really was amazing. It was really like God-given that all of us would be in the south side of Stockholm during the same time. And like Echo had a brand that I thought was really cool called Alaska. He was already making clothes and doing stuff. White Armor was making beats under the name DJ Cannabis. It was really good. Young Sherman's beats were like the best thing I'd ever heard. I'd walk around them in, you know, the winter of Stockholm, like writing lyrics. I would go to Good's dad's apartment on the bus with a microphone that I bought from McDonald's money because I worked there on Sundays for a little bit. And it was just this energy, you know? They had just finished high school and we were still in grade 9, 10.
So they're like 2 to 3 years older than you.
Yeah. But Young Sherman didn't. I was the youngest. Young Sherman didn't go to school. He was painting park benches. He was like a real badass kid. People were kind of scared of him, which is funny because he's the biggest sweetheart.
Was it ever all going to be just one big collective? I mean, it is kind of one big collective, but ultimately Drain Gang is here and Young Lean is here. Like, was it ever one thing?
No, I think it was always like, here's Sad Boys and here's Drain Gang, and they had their group before. They had their group mentality.
They had their own motion. Kind of.
And we had our thing, and we were together. We were GTBSB. You know, it was the same thing, and but like marketing wise, it would be too big to put it together.
Slightly too
It
big.
would not make that much
The
sense.
Swedish Wu-Tang.
It could have been Swedish Wu-Tang.
But even Wu-Tang could only last for
So long.
a little while,
Yeah,
you know, before
but-
the split
and
happened.
Rissa knew that. He was
Yes,
like, "We're gonna
of
do
course.
2 albums. You're gonna stay
Yeah,
here."
We
and
talked
then
about
you can do
this
whatever you
on
want.
this very couch with
Yeah.
him. There he is,
Right
right there on the wall. All our patron saints.
Yeah.
I'm interested in, of course, a music scene is about collaboration
Yeah.
and affinity, and it sounds like you guys all gelled, but it
Yeah.
also requires competition, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't get Atlanta Trap without Gucci and Jeezy going head to head. You know,
True.
you need the one-upsmanship. It doesn't always,
Yeah.
you know, have to turn real world violent,
Yeah.
ideally. But there is also, it's not just collaboration, it's also competition that
Yeah.
makes a scene, whether it's London punk in the 70s
Yeah.
or, you know, grunge in Seattle, you know, all these bands are competing and stuff. Did you guys feel that with one another or other people in your orbit or other people on the internet that you were trying to one up and do better than and top as well?
100%. I mean, 100%. I think in our little family, in our crew, it's like Sad Boys was so dysfunctional and so like punk and drunk, and like Drain Gang was much more introverted and like much more organized and like a slow burner. They could really organize themselves, do all the merch, all that stuff. We were just kind of like, we have no idea what we're doing.
You were the
It's
snot-nosed kids and
Yeah.
they were the
slow, smart.
yeah.
So between us, it was always a given that like maybe Drain Gang would work longer like this and Sad Boys would work shorter and more expansive, but it doesn't matter because like Mickey Young Good is going to do his own thing and Sherman's going to do, we all did our own thing all the time, so it was more like a friendship group. But on the way up to where we are now, yes, like 100 different artists.
Sure.
I mean, there was a bunch of them that we liked, you know, in the beginning. There's like, oh, Savior Wolf, we fuck with you, Bones here, and then there's a little beef happening, and then there's, oh, we fuck with you, and then there's everyone's sneak dissing each other, everyone's trying to like, someone gets more attention, they try to doof, and I mean, I was always up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you're
a
ready for the
sport.
smoke if
Yeah.
you need
Ready
it.
for the smoke.
Yeah.
And in a way, I was like, you know, everyone's doing shows, everyone's putting out music videos, and there's a mutual love. So if like, not that Lil Yachty has said anything, but you know, if Lil Yachty would sneak this here, okay, then
Let's
I'll
go.
do this.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
it's all good. And there were a lot of people hating on Young Lean and our whole thing in the beginning. And everyone tried to put someone else against us. You know, there was, okay, here's, you know, we showed love to like Goth Money and did tours with Black Cray and everyone. And then Goth Boy Click came and they felt like they, in the beginning, they had to diss us. And then this happened. And then, you know, things just kept on going. But I have love for Lil Peep.
I was going to say, like, I wonder how you felt about, like, from a musical perspective, because you're talking about Xavier Wolf and Bones, which is kind of like, in my mind, like 1.0 SoundCloud rap.
Yeah.
And then the second wave is Lil Peep and everything that comes
Juice
after
WRLD.
that. Juice WRLD,
Yeah,
exactly.
XX,
How did you feel when you hear someone like Peep in 2017 or whatever it was, and X, who, in my mind, clearly had been paying attention to what you did? How did it strike you at the time?
I probably felt like the way that like Lofty 305 from Metro Zoo or like Lil B or someone felt like the first time they saw me. Like, what
Those
the
are my
fuck is
kids,
this?
my children.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this? Like they can't do it better than me. But then I was honored, and I also felt like they're doing it in such a different way.
Switchblades, cocaine, gunpoint click, mega ocean.
I mean, Americans are very good at getting to the point in a way that Europeans and especially Swedish people are not. You know, like we could build up this whole like Sad Boys imagery and like a kaleidoscope of images and words and beats, but then an American kid can say like, suck my goth dick, this is it, and just kind of numb it all down and give it to the masses.
Right.
And if you're better than me at that, then you should have it.
Right.
You know? And if I'm better than you at this, then I should have it. It's not that deep. And it's kind of, I have love for everyone who was on that SoundCloud period at that time, and anyone who's like a young kid making music, and anyone who's in their bedroom on Ableton, rapping, doing videos. I have love for all of them.
Did you ever met Peep or no?
No, we actually never met, but he reached out, and at that time I was doing other things, and I felt like, now that I look at it in retrospect, Peep and XX and everyone, they were fucking great.
Yeah.
They were he was melodically like pop, and like with star power, he really had it all.
They would have been the pop stars of today.
They would have. They really would have. And XX was really smart now that I look back at it, and like now that I listen to it. But in that moment, there was, mind you, we kind of came up, and then we were in our thing, and then like 4 years later, there was this craze of SoundCloud rappers.
Yes.
And you're like, but
we were the first
been here.
SoundCloud rappers.
Right.
We were like with like, Space Ghost Perp, Bones, Xavier Wolf, this whole Raider Clan. That was like the first, but the second generation gets so much more attention, and it made sense. Things need
Which is
to
how
marinate.
music scenes work.
That's how it works, and they kind of marinated it all, and then made it even more. Okay, let's take the emo thing even more. Let's put the studs here. Let's put the tattoos here.
They took
Juice
the
WRLD. Let's take the
aesthetics
melodies.
and then made it more pop and made it more melodic.
and then you have a Juice WRLD who
Yeah.
blows it up
Blows it up.
to a #1 record.
Yeah.
And he deserves it.
Yeah.
He deserved it. He really did. And Uzi did, and Peep did, and every one of them deserved it. I've never looked at anyone else and felt like, oh, I should have that. Oh, that should have been me. I always felt like, yes, this is you. This is what you deserve. This is beautiful,
But you've come to this maturity, this sort of zen about it after the clouds parted for you, and getting older. And now you say you're in this moment where you're like, it's not that deep. I can sell out a little. I can be in this movie. Like, what are you doing to take advantage of your newfound fame? Like, you're more famous now than you've ever been. Every time there's a photo of you, it goes crazy viral, and you found yourself, you're like,
Shout out
almost,
Young Lean Brazil Twitter account.
Oh, they would be so happy.
That's how I get my news. That's how I get my news.
You're like you're like a Forrest Gump character, like a Zelig character, where here you are in the photo with Drake and Ye, here you are playing the Stooges at Charlie's wedding. Like, what are you now doing artistically and business-wise to cash in on that?
What did Forrest Gump do? He played ping pong, and then he ran, and he did a lot of good things.
But he's everywhere in American history.
Everywhere.
You know what I mean?
Is.
He's like, he's spanning these
but that's
generations.
because I love American history.
Yeah.
I mean, it always came from like a love for it.
Of course.
And also being in it. Like, we were really in the culture.
Yeah.
2013, we were here, in the rise of what became what is now in like the SoundCloud rap world. And also there's a whole nother part of the rap world where we have nothing to do with it, but in this certain ecosystem of it. And I felt like there's no possibility of having an ego with it, because I was always so inspired, if there was no like Mad Villainy, Space Ghost Perp, Waka Flocka, there was no Lil B or all these, I wouldn't exist. So why can't I have 10 roots that grow out from this tree that become bigger trees than I am? Why should I hate on that? I could never. Right. But that was not the question. The question was, how are you going to cash in?
And you've played the background a little bit, right? You pop up in these photos. It's a cameo. You literally sing on Blanc. Like, you're in all these little spots, but the spotlight isn't necessarily on you, and you have your cult of fans, but now you're sort of visible and legible to a huge swath of people, because all the people who grew up on that wave of SoundCloud, or grew up on Frank Ocean, or grew up on Kanye to the forums, like you're a veteran now to them. Like, are you seizing that moment where your foundation is solid and your stock is high?
I think I'm seasoning it. I think what I'm doing now and just being myself and kind of like existing. When you have a high stock, it's not just about me. Sell this product, buy this. Here's the Young Lean film about my life. There's nothing. I have nothing to sell. You know. I have my
Well, you have
music.
albums to sell.
I have albums, I have a tour, I have all this stuff, but all this stuff is like natural to me, and is if it's based on love, is all good.
So there's no Zyn partnership coming. There's no guest verse on the Lizzo album or whatever. Like we're not there yet.
I have my photo book. I have my 15 albums that I put out. We have done Mark
Go
stuff
get
with
those.
Jonathan Linder. I have a film. I made like a short film. I want to definitely in the future. Maybe there's like a reason why I'm kind of in the background, but still in the forefront.
Yeah,
you know?
that you've been able to have both a little bit. In that way.
There's a reason for it, and it's how I'm comfortable, and maybe I want to like
maintain a little bit of protection around yourself, maybe.
It's like the Joker and the Batman. I wouldn't know what to do with him if I caught him. You know, I'm like just chasing cars. You know, like a dog chasing cars. Like being in it is maybe more. Playing poker is more fun than cashing out. And maybe that sounds like a pussy move. Like, oh, you have nothing to cash out on. But it's more fun to box than that the boxing game is finished. It's more fun to play chess than that it's over. So I don't know, maybe it'll be all of this the sin thing will be a film that I write or an album in 4 years. Who knows?
But you also mentioned a minute ago you were on tour with Travis.
Yeah.
Obviously we spent some time with Kanye working together. That's a little bit of cashing in my mind.
Yeah,
I
think all of this is cashing, but everything collides at the same time. You know, it's like when you want Forrest Gump to be visible, then you see him a lot.
So tell me about the experience of being sort of taken into those worlds, like to be on the road with Travis and then to be in studios and writing with Ye. Like, talk to me about, were you on steady footing? Did you think like, oh shit, this is a much bigger deal than this is different than being with Space Ghost Perp, you know? Like, how did it feel?
Never with Space Ghost Perp, but I get what you mean, but like symbolically. Like but low key, like Travis was in that world too. Like
sure.
2013, there was a show with, you know, Sad Boys, Space Ghost Perp, Radio Clan, and Travis Scott. Like I've known Travis since I did Gatorade.
Yeah.
You know, and since he was less famous than I was.
Yes. Right, that's crazy.
But it's true, and there's old Pharaoh times, all that, and you can tell when someone is hungry and talented, and like Travis will be exactly where he wants to be because he's made for that, and he's very business savvy. And you know, and like Kanye's mentally ill.
Yeah.
You've been there. I'm sure you have some empathy.
I've been there,
for
and
that.
I feel for him, and I think like all this stuff that he says about Jewish people. My grandfather was Jewish. I don't know. I can't defend him, but it's like it's a mentally ill person who still did Flashing Lights.
He still did great things.
Yeah, he did Flashing, and I feel like if.
Do you feel like
I haven't seen him for a long time now because it's too much. I can't really be around it.
But it was a lot to be around. You felt it when you were around him.
I mean, when I was alone with him like 3 years ago, when we just had dinner, it was lovely. It was fucking. It was fun. It was like two kids sharing ideas, and he has a big heart, and you can tell that it's all good. But then the next time I saw him, I could feel that the vibe had gone darker, and then the tweets started coming, and it was too much.
Mm-hmm. And you have to protect yourself too, and that not just your persona and your career, your public-facing self, but because you've been in these sorts of spirals.
Exactly. I mean, the public shit, I don't really care too much about, but I just felt like, I'm being dragged into something that I've been dragged into myself, and the best thing I could do is not, you know, make a song with this man. It's more to be like, I've been manic too, I've been psychotic, and like lithium works, like this works, but he's not gonna listen to anyone, and that's his thing. And
it's a thing we hear very often. You know, I can't be on meds because then I'm not creative,
and that's not true. Not true.
You found a way to overcome that.
Yeah, and there are certain types of like bipolar antipsychotics that don't numb you down or dumb you down or take away their creativity. I mean, even when I was like when I was really manic and psychotic, I wasn't more creative. I was just more sloppy. I would do like, oh, let's start one song here. Let's book a flight to India here. Let's start a painting here.
So you might have felt more creative at the moment, but then when you look back, you're like, I wasn't getting anything done.
Exactly. It's like being on a drug. Like you think you're going to do all this cool shit, but you're not doing anything. So I do feel for him, and I know there's a great heart in there. And that's all I can say. Everything else will just be so misconstrued these days with the internet and comments, because everyone wants one side or another say yes or no, but life's not that simple. It's not black and white.
Do you feel a responsibility, leaving Ye aside, to tell young people who are like yourself romanticizing drugs or mental illness, like that you can be a vibrant creative on medication and sober?
100%.
Like, is that something that's important to you
100%.
to express? Because it sounds that way in this conversation.
That's what I'm trying to express, and that's the kind of media run I've done last weeks and stuff. I found myself talking about a lot, and I guess like the 16-year-old Lean would find it so lame that I'm sitting here and saying it, but it's the truth, and it really is the truth. You don't have to glamorize drugs. You don't have to glamorize mental illness without all this stuff. And you can really be bipolar on medication and still be super creative. You can be swaggy without being drunk all the time, or, you know, doing pills. I think like a lot of that it all just comes from some sort of stress or early childhood trauma that you haven't really figured out, and then the fast way to get it is to get famous, and then you just have more of that, and then you're just in a bigger cloud of messiness. But at one point you're gonna have to figure it out. I'm not saying I have it figured out.
You seem closer.
Right now I feel very close, but you know, who knows, if I get too close to the sun, I might get punished, and I relapse in 2 years, and then I'm back in 0.0.
Is that also a Swedish mentality, though, about not wanting to get too close to the sun?
Yeah, it is. And I think it's if you get too close to the sun, it's not a lot of people that can handle it, you know. And if we look at through history, not a lot of people have handled it well.
Which is why it's a timeless
story. Every generation has their...
Yeah.
Do you feel like you talk about drugs as an escape from unresolved things? Do you feel now that you're sober and you look back at the things that you maybe were trying to protect yourself against, or do those things feel resolved to you now, or do you still feel like it's an active process for you to address those things?
I don't think you like really resolve anything. The only thing you do is you just take it out from like the bag, and then you put it up, and then you look at it and say, "Oh, that's why it was like that. That's why you disinfect it," and then it goes back in the bag, and it's a little more disinfected, and then you look it up again, and then maybe at one point it's completely healed because you've looked at it and you've looked at these things, and you know, instead of running away from it. That's the one thing I've learned in all of this. I went to this meditation thing, the 7-day silence retreat, and I thought I was
those,
I did
Where'd
it
you
in
go?
Mundekulla in Sweden, in the forest, and I thought I was gonna have like the most deep prophetic visions, but instead it was really what we just said. You know, you take something up that you think is like dirty and shameful and something, and you bring it up to the light, and it's not that bad, and it gets.
There was something like almost mundane about it, about confronting your trauma in that way, where you're like, I'm not having epiphanies. I'm just seeing some real shit.
I'm seeing some real shit, and people make it deeper by running away from it. So if you actually stop for 7 days and look at it, you can handle it. And all people are different. Some people might have gone through horrible things that take much longer time, but I think everyone can, in one way or another, go through it without, you know, being on the run and kind of like hurting other people in the process. But that sounds very preachy, and I have no idea.
No, I don't think it sounds preachy.
You're telling your own story.
It's hard. Yeah. It's hard-won wisdom.
Yeah.
It's not like...
you've earned it.
Yeah, it's not like preaching is saying you have to do that and you have to do that and you have to do that. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's testimony. It's not preaching in the negative connotation.
All right,
Very churchly of you to say testimony.
I like that word, testimony.
Should we hit some questions in the lightning round?
Let's do it.
All right. 52 cards in the Popcast deck. Everyone corresponds to a pre-written question.
Yes, sir.
John has the questionnaire over there. Pull a card.
Let's go.
What do you got?
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
Oh, is this Hearts? What's the
Clubs.
Clubs.
Queen of
Queen of Clubs.
Clubs, yeah.
Okay, this is an interesting one. We've had this once before. In your friend group, are you the alpha figure?
Tell the
And
truth.
if so, were you always?
Maybe not alpha, but leading in a way. Like, let's go here, let's do this. Just naturally, yeah.
That's
Even
alpha.
that is
That's
the
what
alpha.
means.
But also, when you if we go back to the early,
Don't need to be
early
humble.
days, when you meet Blade's younger brother and then Blade's older than you.
Yeah.
Were you even in that setting where him and his friends were a little bit older than you? Were you still kind of like on the same level, or were you like, I'm gonna follow these guys and like learn from them when you were that
little
age?
bro, or were you?
Yeah. Were you little bro?
I mean, I always had older friends. Even when I was like 12, I'd hang out with people that were like 18, 19. I think I was mature for my age, and I think we were all on the same wavelength,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, pull another card.
Yeah. 4 of Ruter.
Diamonds.
Diamonds.
4 of diamonds. What is your first memory?
I think my first memory is I'm sitting on a roof on a kindergarten with like some other kids, and we're all sitting there. It was me and this Native American kid who went to my Swedish kindergarten, and 2 other kids. And we all sat there and said, is this someone's dream? Like, which one of us, whose dream is this? Because we had just learned the concept of dreams.
Wow, deep kids.
Yeah.
Only in Sweden.
Yeah.
American kids don't have that conversation until they go to college and take LSD.
No, but you guys have a lot of fun. You guys have a lot of fun, It's the silence that makes us deep.
That's a beautiful memory. Have you thought about that before? A lot?
Maybe like once or twice, but now that I close my eyes, I was like, this
Came to you quickly.
Yeah, it felt natural.
You in touch with those kids still?
I'm not in touch with any kid.
All right, pull another one.
All right, let's go. 7 of spades, clubs.
Which one?
Oh, my memory is horrible. This is clubs, no?
That's diamonds.
It's diamonds.
Seven of
Seven of
diamonds?
diamonds. 7 of diamonds.
Oh, we've been
Not
getting
a
this one
poker
lot.
player.
I do, but I play the spader, club.
Oh, you know that in
okay.
Swedish.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Okay,
Language
what
barrier.
is your
Yeah.
go-to YouTube video to show people?
When we were younger, there was this video of Wiz Khalifa on Molly. That was funny.
That reminds me, you ever seen Gunplay at Six Flags?
No.
That's the Black Swan to Wiz Khalifa on Molly.
Yeah.
What was he doing?
It's just like, it was about the time when we started taking ecstasy, and we just watched that video to like, oh man, that looks so nice.
Yeah.
He's
That's
just
how
like
you should
touching
act.
himself, and I'm kind of like, not even just like, oh, should we buy Molly today? And kind of like look at that video, and like, he's just like, I don't know what he's doing. There's another one where it's like this girl who's singing like, God has to exist.
Men du tog mitt barn och du tar mig från min man.
But it's a really beautiful
Like
video.
a gospel, like a church kind of
Yeah,
singing?
yeah. And it was this.
Need to check that out.
It was this theater made by the guys from ABBA. They wrote it themselves. Another fun thing that we used to watch is like Simpsons, but edited so it makes no sense.
Can I borrow a feeling?
Yeah, like someone just took like 400 hours of Simpsons and just edited it so it
Smashed
makes
it.
no sense. It's like kind of like ketamine knowledge,
Okay.
like
Your rabbit holes are
Yeah,
deeper
that's
than
that's
ours.
not my YouTube, but okay.
All right, 2 more for a full hand. Pull one.
The ace of spade. No, it's the ace of clubs.
Ace of clubs.
You got a trash hand.
Okay. Besides what you do for a living,
Yeah.
what are you good at?
What am I good at? Really good at languages.
Yeah? How many do you speak?
Right now I only speak 2, English and Swedish, but I picked up Spanish pretty quick when I was in Mexico, and I studied it, and I spoke Russian when I was a kid. And in school I studied like Latin for some fucking reason. Not that it exists anymore. And like human language, like body language.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if I didn't work with music, I'd definitely learn like Greek and stuff like that.
Someday.
Be more with languages.
All right, one more and then we'll eat a snack.
Oh, yes. The snacks. 2 of clubs.
Clubs?
Diamonds.
2 of diamonds.
Okay, this is actually, I don't think we've ever,
A new one.
this is a tough one.
For you.
Perhaps for anyone. What is the toughest thing that's happened in your personal life that your career has prevented you from dealing with properly?
I feel like the whole interview was the answer to this question.
Yeah, let's take a new card.
One more.
One more. Okay.
Fair
Like
enough.
we talked
We'll
too
go
much
on
about this.
we'll
Let's
go
get-
on a light note, hopefully.
Can there be a bit more about like what's the best big boy verse? Or, like what's the,
What's the best big boy verse?
Street talking
Yeah?
with Slick Rick.
I went from players ball to bulldog, from bulldogging to bowhogging, now bowhogging to pimp walking, and strictly dressing street talking. Over y'all ass like that there, going them all up like cat hair. We never fall off like hat wear. We some of the dopest MCs out there. Now eat that.
Okay. That's a good one.
Playable to
That's a
bulldog.
deep, deep pull.
Yeah. It's because I listened to it yesterday, and then it looks like it says Outcast there, but it says Popcast.
That's podcast. That's our new merch.
Yeah.
It's good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We got
Taste
one
is
for
a
it.
Taste is a luxury.
It
That's
is.
an Addison Rae quote
Addison
from
Rae
when
quote.
she was here.
Really? She said that?
I don't know. You know, when I reflect back on that time, all this time that has passed, I've recognized how much choice and taste is kind of a luxury in a lot of ways.
We were
She
talking.
pulled that out of her bag?
Yeah, she really
It's a
did.
luxury.
It's a bar.
Yeah, it's one of the best things that anybody said on this couch. It's real wild.
She's smart. She's killing it right now. She's in Stockholm all the time, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
with
with
her
her
writers.
team, her
Yeah.
producers, yeah.
She's very cool. I like her songs. I like headphones on.
For sure.
Yeah.
Headphones on. Banger.
Headphone, yeah.
One of the best
A
songs.
smash.
10 of fucking clubs.
10 of clubs.
Diamonds.
10 of diamonds.
Again, you got a lot of diamonds.
Okay.
Is it a fun one at least?
It's a fun one. Are you on Raya?
No, I'm not on any dating apps, but I am single. I have.
You're outside.
I'm outside.
IRL only?
Only IRL.
Or DMs?
No DMs.
All right. Girls?
A lot of girls.
Get at them. IRL only.
Yes. But I have been on Raya. I was on Raya maybe 2019 or something.
Early Raya.
When I was
Peak Raya.
Yeah, when I was single back
Exclusive
then.
Raya.
I only went on one day, but it was fun.
Yeah?
But it was also kind of retarded. So only like like Spotify executives who have it. There's no like, I don't know.
A lot of marketing.
It was
Lot of
very marketing. It's no chutzpah, you know. No one had any chutzpah.
So,
But no more. You got off.
Yeah, no more.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll see what happens.
When I was younger, I'd definitely be on like DMs and just meeting girls, and you know, you're young, a rapper on tour.
Yeah.
But now that I'm 29,
Keep it tight.
I'm
All
single.
grown up.
I'm all grown up. I only do it in real life. I only meet people in real life. I feel like all the other stuff is too strange.
Are you easy to meet in real life, or are you so
I'm Forrest
cloistered?
Gump, you know? That's
He's
what he
everywhere.
said.
He's
I'm everywhere.
But are you too cloistered? You're on a film set. You're on a tour. It's like that's not the most natural setting.
300 people on a film set, John.
No. I mean, it is. There's always. It's just like a vibe.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in a bar and someone has a vibe with you, if you're at a film set, someone has a vibe. If you're on the subway and someone has a vibe, then it's you can feel it. You can sense that you're kind of like gravitating towards each other, and then there's always a
No
way to
vibes on
leave a
Raya.
number. No vibes on Raya. No.
It's vibeless.
No, and I've always been.
John
I've always
says
been
no
kind of
comment.
like a relationship man. I was like a married boy.
Serial
You're like a serial
monogamous.
monogamous. Yeah.
Yes, serial. but not anymore.
Not anymore. Now outside, boys.
Now we outside.
Back outside, boys. 2025.
All right. Every episode of Popcast ends with a snack test. You went over to the pantry and you thought we were trolling you.
Yeah.
Because we had 2 Swedish snacks.
Yeah.
You picked them. You didn't want to go rare. You didn't want to go somewhere unknown.
No.
You wanted to put us on to something from your homeland.
Exactly.
So tell us what we got here.
Just like you guys have done so much with me, with culture and life, I want to put you guys on.
You're returning the favor.
I'm returning the favor.
All right, so what do we got?
This is Smash. Det är sött, salt och spröt. In Stockholm, when we would have the munchies, we would call this häxfingrar. And it would be very scary. We'd put these on our fingers and scare each other.
To be like a little witch or
like
warlock.
Edward 40 hands?
But it's a bugle. John's a bugle guy.
I love bugles. I love caramel bugles.
Let's see if any of those are big enough.
This is chocolate, yeah? Milk chocolate?
Yeah. Chocolate, and then it's kind of like chocolate and salty. But none of these are really big enough for them.
For the finger.
Yeah. Oh, like this.
Okay.
So this is what
Yeah. I see it. It's creepy.
Yeah, it's for children. Yeah, this is for baby fingers.
Oh, yeah. All right, so you put it like this, and then you go.
Yeah. All right.
And you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes.
It's fucking
Chocolate
good, right?
covered bugle.
Yeah,
With like a salted caramel in the middle, or
Without the salted caramel, it would be nothing.
Yeah.
You know, the salted
Right,
caramel.
really
Oh, yeah, it's a
does
little
it.
Twix. It's giving Twix.
and a little
Yeah, it is.
a little Reese's cup too with the salt.
Yeah. The peanut butter, no?
Yeah. Is it peanut butter or caramel or both?
I hope it's both.
What does it say on the bag in Swedish?
Salt, salt, crispy snacks covered with chocolate. It's not saying a whole lot.
It's really good though.
Smash kombinerar bäst av 2 världar. Salta och luftigt spröda majskorn täckta med härlig mjölkchoklad. It's hard to just eat one. Det är svårt att bara äta en. Hör av dig. Yeah, whatever.
That's a 9.5 out of 10.
I think
for
it's
me.
excellent.
That's so good.
It's really
Purple
well
better.
balanced.
better than bugle.
Yeah, bugle collapses a little too quickly.
Wow.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think
I'm a 9.5.
I'm gonna go. I might go 10.
That's a 10 out of 10 too.
I think it's
That's
a
perfect John
Here's
snack.
the thing. It's balanced.
And he
it's
doesn't even
sweet
have
and
the
salt.
munchies.
It's sweet and it's salty. It holds up when you're chewing it. It doesn't just disappear when you're chewing it. It has an outer layer, a middle layer, an inside layer, each of which do a different thing. And so you're experiencing them
It's a
in
very
cereal
advanced
fashion.
Snack.
And it's also shaped as like a witch's hat or like a long thing. It's funny.
Yeah. It has a humor. Yeah, it has some humor.
It has humor. It has activity.
I gotta
some
tell
snacks you just eat, but some snacks have activity.
Yes,
you know?
it's an experience.
I think this is excellent.
Incredible. So I'm worried actually because we're coming so high off of those, but you pulled one more snack that I think is less palatable to an American.
This is really
Swedish.
ratchet. In a
Ratchet.
Way, you know?
These are ratchet,
Like,
okay.
These are ratchet. This is not.
Just say what it is and describe
It's a licorice, I assume.
This has always been around my whole life. Djungelvrål. I love it. When we would go to like the cinema or just stand outside and eat candy, I would always buy Djungelvrål. Small, licorice, very salty. So if you didn't have that much money, it would last for a long time. You wouldn't
because it
eat
would
the whole
linger
bag.
on the palate.
Exactly, and the palate likes to get lingered.
Yeah, I like
does.
that. Love 'em.
Yeah.
I love to have things linger on my
You like a
palate.
salty licorice in general?
No, I don't like black licorice.
Even
Okay.
like a jelly bean, even a sweet black licorice.
No.
But definitely not a salty.
I feel like
Are you going to do it anyway? We
Yeah,
have
we're
to do
gonna
it for
do
our
it.
guests.
I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
In Sweden, this is pretty normal. You know, it's not that crazy. But like here I would say it's an acquired
extreme.
taste.
Okay.
Like the candy you guys have. I'm not saying it's more basic, but it's more.
It's more basic.
It's fine if it's more basic.
It's more sugary. It's more like creative sometimes, you know, with the colors and like Reese's Pieces.
No, it's
just
about
more
an
chocolate.
immediate dopamine hit.
Yeah, exactly.
None of this like difficult,
Yeah.
modest candy.
Mature
Exactly,
candy.
yeah.
Grown folks candy.
So would you eat like a handful, or you go one at a time?
So I'll take like 4 or 5 of these, and then I'll just sit with them,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna watch you guys.
All right.
No.
Yeah. But again, you
we
eat
go.
them one at a time, or you eat them in bulk.
I would take one at a time.
All right.
So like this.
Especially for you, John.
Jesus.
It's gonna make you pass out.
What's the coating? What's the white coating?
The white coating is salt. But
That's all salt. Okay.
yeah. I mean, to me, this is so fucking good. Jungle roll.
teleporting you back to childhood.
It's really good. Are you ready for this?
It's like a little Lego. What's the shape? It's a
The
monkey?
shape- Oh yeah, it is
monkey.
actually a little monkey.
it's a cute monkey.
It's called Jungle Brawl. It means like the roar of the jungle.
And what's
It
the,
is a monkey.
what's the little catchphrase here?
Holy.
You don't love?
You're going to spit it out?
Keep it going. Keep it going. Take one more.
Oh, Jesus. Are you kidding me?
Here's what it tastes like. All right.
This is a joyful experience
I grew
for
up
you?
in
I love this.
I grew up in
Yeah.
Florida.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're
my head
wave
hurts.
surfing.
Yeah.
You get hit by a big one. You take a mouthful of salt water.
Yeah.
That's that first taste. It's
Yeah.
like you're submerged and you get hit with a mouthful of salt water and it goes up your nose and it sort
Oh,
of
I
burns a
love
little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
That's that. But once you get through that, then you get to the licorice. I get it.
No.
It's
I
like
want to
being
say.
hit by a wave,
Yep.
and then you get a little bit of salt.
Yep.
I mean, there were kids in my class that would lick off the salt. I thought it was disgusting. Yeah, lick it off and then they eat it. I'm not gonna do that. But I think it's good.
Are you having
I'm gonna be really honest.
It's the
I
worst
respect all cultures, all culinary traditions. I truly believe that beauty can come from the most unlikely places.
But Sweden is not
This
one
is-
of them.
this-
and this fucking candy is not
This is
it.
heinous.
So you want more?
This is heinous.
fucking great.
This is not the worst licorice candy that I've had. There's some that's too intense, but I like this.
But I like that it
How
was
is this
there on the
candy?
tray, because this is like regular shit. This is like, we have nowadays the more trendy licorice is like the ones with the fishes that are pretty like uppity and they cost a lot. They're
Yeah.
delicious, but this is like
Artisanal, but this is like
this is real
this
shit.
is corner store shit.
This is corner store. This is like everyone's childhood in Stockholm, you know?
This is a happy thing for you.
Yeah.
I just really want to clarify.
I'm so happy. I'm
Like
so
you put
happy
that in
right
your
now.
mouth, that
I
hit of
saw
salt.
that. You saw how happy I was.
Yeah.
You take
see
that
how
hit
on
of salt.
camera.
Yeah. I was so happy, and I'm so happy having it in my mouth, boss. I
All
love
right,
it.
out of 10, John.
-3.
Wow.
I think it's violent.
It is
It's
violent.
literally
It is
violent.
It is violent.
It's like a violent assault on my
Yeah.
palate. And it's stuck to my back teeth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Mine
it's
too.
not a good chew.
No, that's why you
tough
put
shit.
another one
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
No,
To unstick the first one.
Exactly, and then you just continue, and then it never stops, you know?
Stay.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna say
I'm a little monkey, you know?
I'm gonna say a 5.5. It's
Five and a half.
It's
Bro.
not my
Yeah.
taste,
Yeah.
but I get it.
Yeah.
You know, and I respect it, and I respect its power.
Yeah. I mean, the power is potent, but should we do another snack? Just while
Are you a
we're
10
on
out of
there?
10 on these?
Yeah.
You can't even rate it because it's like a member of your
I
family.
wouldn't even give this a 10. I would give that like an 8, 9, even though I love those. But this is 10 because it's a part of my DNA.
Right. Incredible. Now we know a lot about you. You're steely on the inside.
Oh yeah.
I feel also,
You're sensitive, but you're also steely.
Can I add one more detail? Now that I've swallowed the
You went back
licorice,
to the
I went
bugle.
back. First of all, I
To
went
the
back to
smash.
the smash.
Yeah.
Now that I've swallowed the licorice, my stomach is rejected. Like I feel my insides rejecting.
It's a sensitive boy. It's a sensitive boy over here.
My mouth is rejecting it. My head is rejecting it, and now my intestines are rejecting
Incredible
Yeah.
note to end on.
it. I literally cannot believe. I can't believe that's a joyful experience for you.
I'm glad
Just
you picked
keep
that.
on eating the smash. and
I'm
just
going to.
forget that this has ever happened, you know? We forget that this has
This
happened.
is a trauma. This is PTSD. The next time
Live
I
on
see
YouTube forever.
Next time I see you, I'm going to wear a shirt saying Jungle
you, the
Brawl.
logo
Come up in your face.
Yeah, this is the second most traumatic thing that I've ever done as part of an interview.
What's the first?
Skydiving.
Have you got him eating snacks?
No, skydiving was ludicrous.
Why was he allowed to pick that?
He picked that.
Who picked that?
He picked that.
Two Suburbans and a hearse because we're killing them out there.
Ludacris is really adventurous.
He really, like, it's not just a persona.
You've seen him drive. You've seen him.
I've seen him
in the
drive. I've
movies.
seen him drink
They
water.
went to space.
Yeah. Have you
Fast
seen
and
his water
Furious.
thing that he
No.
tries water everywhere?
I got volcanic water from Hawaii, from Galapagos, thermal water from Italy. We talking about Australian Alps water, Canada iceberg water, Icelandic water, still Alaskan glacier water. I will not stop until I am the most hydrated motherfucker on earth. It's not a game.
Loves it.
This is, look, I want to say that I'm a big Young Lean fan. I'm really glad I like you because this would have been tough from almost anybody.
Wow.
That is our show. An absolute banger of a way to go out. My head is literally collapsing upon itself right now.
You can roll. Good shit. But now you understand me a little better.
Yes,
It's really revealing.
Yeah.
That's why the snack segment is often extremely revealing.
90 minutes of conversation. All we needed to know was your reaction to this game.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not that simple. You know, I might look cheruby and fluffy, but there's more to it than that.
Yep.
That is our show. Every Popcast ever. Good Lord. Every Popcast ever is at nytimes.com/Popcast. We're on YouTube. Subscribe and like. TikTok, Instagram, at Popcast. Every episode. Thank you to Young Lean. Thank you to Joe. Thank you to everybody. I'm literally losing it right now.
We got to cut because
We got to cut. Credits and link in bio. We'll see you next week. I'm done.
Walk away.